Welcome again to Joe Stunner Boxing. You know, sometimes you get a fight, sometimes buried on an undercard, where you think, how the hell did that happen? Where did that come from? The result, the performance, perhaps both. Such was the case on the undercard of the Alexander Usyk Daniel Dubois rematch, with Soloman Dacres not just outpointing, but winning, 8 rounds? Probably 7 rounds at least, against the previously undefeated Vladyslav Sirenko. Now, Sirenko is a 30-year-old Ukrainian heavyweight, 6'4", big lad, 19 KOs in 22 wins, undefeated coming in, no draws. Based in New York, but like I say, from Ukraine. And he hadn't really fought anyone. Not really. I mean, he'd beaten Andrei Rudenko. I think he stopped him in 5 or 6 rounds. He stopped Alexander Ustinov in a round. Both those guys had seen better days. He's fought journeyman. He hits hard, he's got decent skills. But he is 30. And he got signed to Frank. Well, Frank Warren signed him up. He's one of the 101 heavyweights that Frank's been signing. And another of Frank's fighters, another of Frank's heavyweights, Soloman Dacres, was put in with Sirenko, presumably as fodder to pad the Ukrainians' record. Now, Dacres has got, he's got 10 wins now with still only 3 KOs, but he's got a defeat, which was in his previous fight to David Adeleye, where he was blitzed in about 80 seconds. And that was when he lost his English heavyweight title to Adeleye. He just got tagged, and I mean, it can happen. But it was such a bad, picturesque highlight reel knockout that you're thinking that's not gonna do his confidence, his psyche any good. That was only his 10th fight as well. I mean, and he's 31. Now he's a big lad, Dacres, 6'5", so he matches Sirenko in size. But Sirenko, a real big banger, being sort of schooled for bigger things, you'd expect him to get rid of Dacres in maybe 3 or less. Not a bit of it. Dacres was an absolute revelation in this fight, and massive credit to him for taking on this, on paper anyway, really dangerous opponent, having coming off that 1-round embarrassment by Adeleye. And it just shows you, if you believe in yourself, if you're prepared to sort of live in the real world, be honest with yourself, you can learn from those awful, horrible memories that you don't really want to think about. You can accept them, and then you can move on. Because I'm sure Dacres he had a choice. I've been flattened by Adeleye, who had been flattened by who was it now? Who flattened Adeleye? It was our friend Wardley, wasn't it? Fabio Wardley. So, talk about snakes and ladders. I'm at the foot of the board now. I'm all the way down. You can let it eat you up. You can let it destroy you. You can let it end your career. Or you can say, do you know what? Yeah, I've been made to look stupid, but it happens. I got tagged, I got hit, I got hurt, I couldn't carry on, I just got done. Hands up, all right. But that's not the real me. I'm better than that. I am better than that. And then you go away, you work hard, you live the life, and so on and so forth. And then along comes an opportunity against this undefeated Ukrainian, 22 wins, 19 KOs, no draws, no defeats. You think, yeah, I'll have that. I can beat him. Now, from Sirenko's point of view, he's probably looking at the Adeleye result and thinking, Dacres, I'll wipe the floor with him. He's a piece of piss, He's, it's a stop off, innit? Yeah, and the undercard of Dubois versus Usyk, yeah, give me some of that. It's a payday, it's an easy gig. I'll smash him up, knock him out in a few rounds, and then I'll move on to more serious fare. If he was thinking like that, I mean, did it ever come back and bite him in the arse? Because, like I say, Dacres won most of those rounds without a shadow of a doubt. And how did he win those rounds? It was repetition, really. He punched first. He punched hard, even though he's not a big one-punch banger. He was looking to punch first. He was looking to punch last, and he was looking to punch hard, and he just did that. rinse and repeat. And Sirenko looked like someone who was like, what the hell's going on here? You know, he started slowly. He didn't look in great shape, Sirenko. He had a bit of a spare tyre around his middle, which doesn't look good. And the next thing he knows, he's in this fight against a guy who's you know, busy. I mean, Dacres threw, I don't know, his conditioning was excellent because he was throwing punches, you know, like he had a buster catch or something. He was really, really impressive in his output. Nice jab, varying his work well, constantly using his feet well, moving around. You know, there was no flat-footedness at all. Didn't have a particularly high guard. A couple of times Sirenko sent a few punches whistling near that chin. But he didn't panic. Dacres, he kept moving forward. I think am I right in saying he was boxing southpaw for chunks of this fight? Because he's normally an orthodox fighter, isn't he? But anyway, whatever the case was, suddenly Sirenko finds himself, you know, five rounds down, and the fight's half over. It's a 10-rounder, this. And yes, I mean, Dacres was using up a lot of energy, so you could be forgiven for thinking, well, maybe Sirenko will catch him, but it was a 10-rounder, not a 12-rounder. But Dacres stayed cool, stayed calm. Sirenko was getting closer, but again, Dacres just seemed to want it more. He seemed to have prepared better. Again, he punched first and he punched last. And he didn't do too bad in the middle either. And Sirenko just couldn't find any rhythm. He couldn't find any kind of timing. It smacked of someone who thought, I'm going to turn up and I'm going to take me money and go home. And now, as a result of this upset win, this fantastic win for Dacres, I tell you what, he's back in the mix. And old Uncle Frank must be thinking, bloody hell, this guy's a lot better than I thought he was, because he's a damn sight better than I thought he was. I mean, I have to say, I thought Soloman Dacres, even before he lost to Adeleye, was maybe English level, maybe British level. He had two fights with Michael Webster for the English title. Webster was undefeated and he won a majority decision, and then he stopped Webster in the rematch. And I think Webster fought Jamie TKV and got stopped in 9 rounds. I think he quit after 9 rounds. So Webster's a tough guy, but he had 2 competitive fights with Dacres, and I thought that's probably Dacres' level. On the evidence of this, Dacres has got a British title in him, I think. And he, like I say, he is 31, but that's a great win. He's just scored a really great win and put himself back in the mix, at least at British level, certainly at British level. Because Jamie TKV and Fraser Clark have been scheduled to, or ordered by the board to fight for the vacant British title, which has been given up by Adeleye. Adeleye has opted for a fight with Filip Hrgovic instead of the rematch with Jamie TKV. But Dacres deserves the winner, definitely, on the evidence of this, definitely. So if you watch this fight, let me know what you thought of it. Are you as shocked as I am about Dacres' performance? Very, very good performance. Very, very good. And how disappointed are you in Sirenko? Because, like I say, he didn't look motivated. He didn't look in shape, to be honest. He had too much flesh around the middle. I know it's not, heavyweights are not a beauty pageant, but I expected more. Anyway, let me know your thoughts, comments below. And like I always say, subscribe to the channel if you're new, because we've got plenty of videos for you. You're welcome to join us. And if you did enjoy this video, click that little like thing as well for us, because they count them, apparently. Ladies and gentlemen, plenty more to come this weekend, and I'll catch you later. Bye for now.